Good day, comrades. Welcome to our inaugural YouTube episode of The Zen Show. Now, might we get some better light? Little better. I look dreadful. That's fine. I must begin with a disclaimer. If you are by some chance squeamish when discussing matters of the pillow or hot, sexy time explosion, you may want to tune out now. If you are okay with such things, let us proceed. We've got quite a show today. Now, on the last episode, I mentioned birth control and Bristol Palin. We will now elaborate. Now, Bristol, I understand you have been born into celebrity via your mother, whom I don't like. I don't. Now, I heard something about you guys like to promote abstinence, which is very funny considering your circumstances. This will be what, your second kid? Not that, I have no problem with you having, a few kids. Considering that I plan on having 0, whatever. Though, what is the population of Earth? Going on, 7 million or something? I mean, the great Isaac Asimov described an Earth with 8 billion people that was barely hanging on and was facing a crisis within a century. This was in the year 5000 something. Needless to say, we are nowhere near that. Okay. Now it gets explicit. If such things make you uncomfortable, tune out now. I do not wish to make enemies of you. Actually, no, fuck you, I don't care. Birth control. Please, use it. Both men and women. Bristol, yourself. If you insist on not using a pill or a condom, could you at least perhaps, I don't know, learn certain alternate uses for your navel? Now, guys, when you find yourself in a situation, by the way, mansplaining is for the guys. Other accounts will be second-hand womansplaining from female comrades whom I have talked to. Anyway. Guys, if you find yourself in a situation where a girl you fancy, or maybe even not, jumps your bones and basically sits down on your curiously exposed and magically erect, let's just say it, penis. It happens. It does. But if you think you are being polite by, I guess, not making a mess, no. Now, don't automatically by default assume that you can just finish all over her face. No, that is not okay. If she says, do it on my face, that's one thing. Otherwise, you are just a fucking prick. No offense intended. Okay, offense intended, because you are a prick. But, please, for both the sake of humanity and for you and her, I don't know. Remember I mentioned the navel? Go for that. It's a decent receptacle. It prevents accidents. Now, keep in mind, Interruptus is not the best method. Really, you should use something else, but sometimes you will find yourself in situations where that is all you've got. Please, please use it. Especially if you are like myself, who... Can you picture me having kids? I can't. I can barely take care of myself. Actually, I really can't. But as far as I know, I have no offspring, which is good for all of you. A little Zen running around, it might be funny, but no. So, oh, I killed this one. I'll pick it up later when it's not raining so bad. But anyway, let's talk about, we've gone over birth control, but I'll reiterate. I've heard about a male pill coming out. I think that is great. It should not be the woman's responsibility to enforce birth control. We put enough burdens on our женщины in even today's society that we can take more of the responsibility. We can. It's not too much to ask. I may get a vasectomy soon. Actually, I really should. Though I will confess to all of you, I am not as experienced as many of my generation, and even up to the baby boomers would be. But I've had enough. I know enough that I can give this life lecture here. So, let's get down to the fun stuff, shall we? Now, guys, be gentlemen. If you can hold out, shall we say, for a long time without, fuck it, man, fucking busting, I'm happy for you. Even if you can, though. Make damn sure your partner comes. In other words, exercise your tongue and neck and whatever muscles as much as you need to make sure it happens. It is a very ungentlemanly thing to assume that, I'm talking about heterosexuals for the moment, that your lady friend will be as satisfied as you are with a few pumps and an ejaculation. Don't flatter yourself, guys. Don't. In other words, you will need to have a meal. Now, that brings me to the issue of hygiene. This goes for both men and women. Some of you may like hippie, aka dirty sex. However, there's nothing quite like, you know, you've gotten all the clothes off. You're like, oh yes, I am getting laid now. I will be. It is undeniably sexual now. You go down there. You're homing in. Also, guys, you think the ladies, they're gonna be like, oh yes, wash yourselves, everyone. Please do. Just do it. if you know you are getting hot, sexy time explosion, please show up clean. I do not think personally I could get my rocks off if I knew that I smelled bad. I mean, I'm already, you know, I'm not the most attractive or physically fit person, but my God, I make sure I at least don't smell offensive. However, guys, if you find yourself in an situation, just pretend you're Papa or Mama Bear and you're cleaning your cubs. Just deal with it. Be a gentleman. Just do it. You won't die. You won't. It's okay. But again, both parties should preferably be clean. For example, if you're to do the 69 position, do you really want an unwashed anus right on your nose? Do you want to do that to anyone? No, that's terrible. Even if you've been with somebody for a long time, come on, everybody, please, have a little more respect than I'm having with the world right now. Make sure, I mean, really, if you're in a sexual act only for yourself, you may as well just masturbate. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to masturbate. I do. I'm sure you do too. If you don't, you need to try it. It's great. But let us get back to when two or maybe even more people are doing it. Yes, doing it. 1, be clean. 2, be respectful. And respectful, that brings us to this. There are many, many comrades with sexually transmitted diseases. I am not condemning you for having them. I'm not. It happens. Thankfully, I am clean. Knock on wood. No pun intended. But if you're not, guys in particular, do not go taking the attitude of, oh, well, you know, fuck it, I'm already infected, I don't give a fuck. Oh, she's probably got something anyway. No. You inform your partner if you have something. You don't just let your cock guide you. There is nothing quite as despicable as somebody who is knowingly infected and is just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm horny, I want an orgasm, I don't care. You deserve to die. The only people that might deserve to die more than you are rapists. Don't give me your fucking excuses of, you know, well, she was wearing whatever. Fuck you. If I don't personally see you, I hope comrades in prison do, and I hope they fucking give you the worst fucking thing they possibly can. You are the scum of the earth, and you deserve to be treated as such. Now, where was I? Not that that was a tangent, per se, but it had to be mentioned. It did. I have seen too many perfectly decent people get fucked in more ways than one because somebody was fucking selfish and just had to fucking get their rocks off right then. Usually dudes, but not always. Hold on, I need to calm down a second after that particular subject. You predators make me absolutely fucking sick. Now, again, the human race is in no danger of dying out. It's not. The Quiverful movement, fuck you. Now, I have met a family that has adopted a good amount of kids. That's fine. Adoption is good. There are many, many children on earth that need a good, loving family. If you are in a position to do so, please, please adopt. Another reason I am very glad that gay marriage has finally been made legal in all 50 of the United States of America. Adopt, guys. Adopt. Just do it. We have plenty of kids. If you're having kids of your own and you can support them, great. But I will still encourage adoption. Even more than I will encourage abortion. I do think women should have the right, the unfettered right, to abort if need be. I am certainly not going to advocate making it the primary means of birth control. My poor Russians have long made it so, and, well, let's not use Russia as an example. Too many people did, and they ended up having to basically go capitalists, at least for a while, to undo the damage. So let's get back to actually sexy matters. Again, if you are in it for yourself, just go to your room, either conjure up a mental image or pull up some pornography. It's easy now. And get your rocks off. That's fine. Otherwise, I mean, do you not get a kick out of getting somebody else off? Is it not a tremendous boost to your ego? Really? Come on. Guys, in particular, we are a bit more guilty. Do you not get just this amazing feeling when you've got your head between the girl's legs and she's crying in ecstasy? Get the fuck down there, guys. Come on. Yes, even a freshly showered girl. I mean, yes, I too have seen, various remedies, whatever. But, I mean, a pussy is a pussy. It's going to smell like a pussy. I find it pretty pleasant myself. Don't you? If you don't, I don't know what your problem is. Perhaps, I wouldn't necessarily say go gay, because that's not possible, but maybe you already are. I don't know. And if you are, that's fine. Gay couples, please make sure you're clean as well. Use protection, and since the bunghole, use lubrication as lubrication as well. Come on. We want to love. We don't want to physically hurt. Anyway. Well, I'm sure I will think of more things that I have missed, and I will do them on subsequent episodes. But the moral of today's life lecture is, be good to your lovers. That's basically it. Use birth control. That's basically it too. Oh, one more thing. Give me a second to remember it. That is the problem with vodka, which is another thing, guys. I know alcohol often leads to sex, but please be sensible. And, you know, no means no. Means no. Means no as well. Believe me, she will love you that much more because of it. Seriously, guys. It's disgusting, some of the things I hear about. And from comrades I personally know. Ladies, please, please, report these fucking life unworthy of life motherfuckers. I know, you may have, forget me, you, in such a situation, you have been through something I could never comprehend. I hope I never have to comprehend it. Please, though, we cannot let this scum get away with what they do. We have to stop them. Oh, one more thing. If you get into kinky stuff, that's fine. But my God, don't hurt each other. I mean, okay, if one is like, yes, you know, draw a little blood, fine, but make sure you've got a fucking safe word. Really? It's... I'm not particularly freaky myself, believe it or not, but a lot of people are, and also the so-called pity pump. Do not attach shame to that, whether you are giving or receiving. There is nothing wrong with what they call the pity pump. Really, it should be renamed. We have all been in situations where a sexual act is the perfect consolation. Either if you're distressed and you're the one getting it, or giving it feels good too. It does. There's nothing wrong with this so-called pity pump. It's a good thing. We should use it more with the proper precautions which I have described. I thank you all for tuning in again, especially since this is our first YouTube, I would say exclusive, but it will be posted on Facebook as well. Love each other. Fuck each other good. And look out for each other. That is paramount. До свидания.